Not everybody black is Black American. And I need you to sit with that sentence for a second, brothers and sisters, because by the end of this video, some of you are going to agree with me and some of you are going to be mad. But that's fine. Now let's get into it.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine.
Peace and blessings, everybody. This is Damon K. Jones here, and welcome to another edition of the Publisher's Desk, powered by Black Westchester Magazine and blackwestchester.com. And please go and check out our articles. It's the news with the black point of view. Now, we're having a real conversation here, which a lot of people are having on different podcasts. We have to understand that there's a difference between being black and being Black American. And most people, including a lot of us, don't want to have that conversation. Or those that do want to have a conversation, some are disrespectful about it, and some people are respectful about it. And I'm not talking about skin tone. I'm talking about something deeper. It's a distinct history, brothers and sisters. It's a distinct culture. It's a distinct set of consequences that come from being a descendant from one specific institution, American chattel slavery, and everything that came after that. Jim Crow, redlining, mass incarceration, a wealth gap that did not happen by accident. The history produced the people. Black Americans are the ethnic group, not just a racial category. And when you conflate that group with black as a global skin color, you erase something real. Yes, we are connected to the black people in the diaspora, but you can't erase our direct history of what we went through. And worse, you let people opt in and opt out of the identity whenever it's convenient for them. Now, brothers and sisters, those who are listening, this is not about an argument over division. This is not about saying other black and brown people don't belong here. I don't operate on such a low-level thinking. Every single group that has come to this country has arrived on its own culture, its own priorities, its own political agenda. And Black Americans, more often than not, has made room for everybody. We folded other people's struggles into ours. We shown up for causes that weren't always reciprocated. We treated the big tent politics like it was a virtue by itself. And that's not criticism of none of the groups having an agenda. Everybody should have an agenda. The question is, why does Black America keep getting asked to set its own agenda aside, to hold up this big tent politics for everybody else who came here and benefited off the struggle that Black Americans went through? Here's the pattern, brothers and sisters. And I watched it play out enough times to know it's not a coincidence. People who come to this country or grow up here with strong ties to another culture, and they absorb the same media narratives everybody else absorbs. Black Americans are loud. Black Americans are criminals. We're lazy. Black Americans are a cautionary tale. And they'll say it. And they'll say it with their chest. They'll make jokes about it. They'll draw the line. I'm not black like that. I'm no black, until they need to be. Until a cop pulls them over. Until the landlord looks at them sideways. Until someone crosses the street when they walk by. Then suddenly, the distance closes. They're black, right? Then they want the community. Then they want solidarity. Then it becomes we. See, y'all don't get to opt in and out of a people when it's socially useful and then opt back in when it's physically necessary. That's not our identity. You're just cosplaying being Black American for emergencies. And it's worth saying plainly, brothers and sisters, the ground people are standing on when they claim safety in this country was fought for and by Black Americans, specifically the 13th Amendment that ended slavery, the 14th that guaranteed citizenship, equal protection, the 15th that secured the right to vote. Those were not abstract legal victories for everybody. Those were won through generations of Black American struggle, blood, stretch, and organizing, from Reconstruction all the way to the Civil Rights Movement. And I want to break down these three bills specifically because they were about Black Americans, not about everybody else. And they forget this. The 13th Amendment ended slavery and involuntary servitude. Not slavery in general, as some abstract idea of chattel slavery, but specific system built around Black bodies in this country. For 250 years, the Emancipation Proclamation only freed enslaved people in Confederate states. It took a constitutional amendment to end it everywhere else. The 14th Amendment guaranteed citizenship, all persons born or naturalized in the United States. That sentence existed because of the Supreme Court case Dred Scott versus Stanford in 1857, where the court ruled that Black people, free or enslaved, could never be American citizens, period. The 14th Amendment was written to overturn that ruling. It also guaranteed equal protection under the law because Southern states were passing what were called the Black Codes, laws specifically designed to keep freed men and women, freed Black people from having real rights after slavery ended. And if you look in the congressional hearings, they made it clear it was intended for the free slaves, not everybody else that came here to have a baby and then the baby becomes American citizens. No. And then the 15th Amendment banned denying the right to vote based on, quote, race, color, or previous conditions of servitude. Previous conditions of servitude. That phrase was about us, Black people, Black Americans. It wasn't about migrants. That amendment existed because formerly enslaved Black men and women were being systematically blocked from voting, and the country needed a constitutional guarantee. These three are what is called Reconstruction Amendments for a reason. They were written, fought for, and ratified specifically in response to slavery and its aftermath for Black Americans. And we sitting here allowing these white liberals and allowing these white folks to change our history, and foolish, educated Negroes who rather be close to these same white liberals and white socialists than to stand on what our history actually represent and what these laws actually represent. Every single person who benefits from these protections today, regardless of where their family came from and how recently they arrived, are standing on our goddamn foundation. And I see these weak-minded Negroes that don't want to stand up on that. Not playing victims. That's no debt anybody owes us personally. That is a history that deserves acknowledgement. That is a debt that has been unpaid. Not an erasure by people who want the protection, but they don't want to be associated with the struggle. Now, this part I know is going to ruffle some feathers. And I'm going to say it anyway. This same selective belonging shows up somewhere else in movements. Let's take the Palestine movement. It's a just cause. And I have rallied for the Palestinians. I have rallied for the Christian Palestinians. And plenty Black people show up for it. They organize, they march, they donate. They use whatever platform they have, and that's real. But when a Black child is killed by police, or when a Black child is killed by a stray bullet, when foolish Negroes is out here shooting at each other, or the Black community gets gutted by political neglect and violence, the reciprocity often isn't there. Not everyone, not always, but the majority of Palestinian solidarity activists who are loud about Gaza go quiet when the injustice is happening to us. I'm just keeping it plain because I've been out there. And the same people that will stand out there when I was fighting for Gaza, they wasn't standing with me when I was having a press conference when a young man got killed. I couldn't get them to come out. See, the silence isn't universal, but it's consistent enough to notice and consistent enough to ask. Were we having a correlation of justice, or was it a one-way relationship? To be clear, this isn't an argument against solidarity with these organizations. It's an argument for honesty about what solidarity actually requires. Showing up when it isn't your fight too, not just when our causes just overlap. See, real coalition building isn't transactional. It doesn't disappear the moment the cameras turns toward a different injustice. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? So here's the through line. Whether it's somebody rejecting Black American until the moment they need a shield of the community, or an ally who's present for one struggle but absent to the next, the pattern is the same. Identity and solidarity treated like tools you pick up and down instead of commitments that hold, even when it costs you something. Black Americans built a culture, a politics, a survival strategy out of necessity over centuries, under conditions most people, including a lot of people who share our skin tone, never had to live through. See, that history deserves to be named specifically, not folded into some vague global blackness that people can borrow when it's that people can borrow when it's useful and then set down when it isn't. And it means it's time for Black America had its own agenda. Not one borrowed wholesale from the big tent coalition of the Democratic Party, and not one borrowed from the platform of the Democratic Socialists either. Both of them asked Black America to fold its specific interests into somebody else's broader priorities, the same way we've been asked to fold our struggle into everyone else's struggle for generations under the Democratic Party. An agenda built around Black America's actual needs, not what fits neatly under somebody else's umbrella. That's not separatism. That's just what every other ethnic group does today. They do for themselves. So everybody who claims community with us, I'm asking you plainly, are you actually here? Or are you just here for this part? Huh? So leave a comment and tell me what you think. Whether you agree or whether you disagree, please go to blackwestchester.com. Black Westchester magazine. It's the news with the Black point of view. And if you're in the New York, Bronx, Connecticut area, once a month we have our newspaper that we give out for free. But you could get the e-paper if you're not around to get the paper. You could get the e-paper and download it and check it out. So as always, I leave you. I hope that you're safe, and I hope you're blessed, and I hope you stay blacktastic.
Sign up and get your free ebook by Damon K. Jones. A seat at the table is not power. Building the table is. This book exposes how political dependence weakened our communities and lays out a blueprint for Black economic, political, and institutional sovereignty. If you're ready to move from symbolism to ownership, this is for you. Download it free today. Follow Damon K. Jones on YouTube and stay connected to empowering conversations that challenge the mind, strengthen the spirit, and uplift the community. Subscribe to Black Westchester YouTube and at Damon Jones on YouTube for powerful content on life, culture, community, faith, politics, health, and truth that makes you think for yourself. If you're serious about political clarity and independent thinking, this is for you. The Political Thought Bundle includes 3 full books, all personally singling. Democrats and Republicans, the Ultimate Gangbangers, breaks down how the two-party system operates like a legalized street war for power. Emotional Politics, Logical Failure exposes how emotion has replaced strategy in Black political engagement. Tolerance is for Coward lays out a blueprint for extended policing and community-led public safety rooted in outcomes rather than slogans. 3 signed books. One bundle $60. That's a $75 value, and you're getting signed copies included. This isn't left versus right. It's results versus rhetoric. Go to twosteppublishing.com and secure your signed political thought bundle today. It's going to be Blacktastic. For more than a century, Black America built its own economy under segregation, under discrimination, and under conditions most people today cannot imagine. We built businesses, we built banks, we bought land and property. In the Forgotten Blueprint, Damon K. Jones reveals how Black communities created thriving economic systems from 1800 to 1965, and why that blueprint still matters today. This book challenges the idea that our future depends on politics alone, and shows how ownership, family, and enterprise once powered Black prosperity. The blueprint is not lost. We just stopped using it. The Forgotten Blueprint, how Black America built its own economy from 1800 to 1965. On sale now at Two Step Publishing and Amazon. Westchester magazine has been giving our community a voice, reporting the stories others ignore, holding power accountable, and making sure the truth about our communities is told by us. But independent Black media only survives when the community supports it. If you believe in real journalism, community accountability, and keeping Black voices strong in local news, we need your help. Your donation helps us continue covering the stories that matter: politics, education, justice, and economic empowerment right here in Westchester. Support Black media, support Black truth, support Black Westchester magazine. Donate today and help keep Black media alive. Because Black-owned independent media is Blacktastic. Black Westchester magazine presents People Before Politics, the Sunday Rundown, every Sunday at 6 p.m. on YouTube. Join Damon K. Jones, A.J. Woodson, and Larnez Kinsey as they break down the biggest stories in politics, culture, and community from a Black point of view. No spin, no party loyalty, just logic, accountability, and outcomes. If it impacts Black America, we're talking about it. Tap in, subscribe, set your reminder. This Sunday at 6 p.m. is going to be Blacktastic.
This is the Publisher's Desk with Damon K. Jones, brought to you by Black Westchester Magazine, where life, culture, community, and faith meet truth, power, and purpose.